Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. I'm in the AMX 65T, French heavy tank, tier 8. I'm going down both French heavy lines at the same time. I just finished the AMX 5100, showed you a video on that. I quite like that tank with the auto loader, 6 shots, 6 devastating shots followed by just a horrible long reload. No armor, fairly fast. I felt in that tank that when I had a full clip loaded, I was invincible, and when I was on a reload, I was just helpless. Love-hate relationship. Had some great games and some just horrible games where the situation where you go out, you take 3, 4, 5 shots, you miss or bounce all of them, you say, okay, might as well reload. Then when you're reloading, you get killed. Which was the story of that AMX 5100. Guys, in these games now that last 4 or 5 minutes, I found that with that tank I could spawn. It takes 45 seconds to load, and then another minute and a half to take your first 3, 4 shots. And if you miss those, you hit reload again. That's another 40 seconds. Then you look at the score and you're losing 113. On the other hand, you hit your first 6 shots and devastate the enemies, and you're winning. But anyways, in that tank, when I was fully loaded, I felt invincible, and when I was on a reload, I felt helpless. In this tank, I felt helpless almost all the time. No, I'm just kidding. Here, let's hit that field vehicle. So what's the difference? There's 2 French lines. Well, there's the fast, unarmored. Ooh, look at IS-3. Take a shot on him. Fast, unarmored, burst damaged heavy line, and now there's this, well, this is an old line, it's new for me, but the slower, I give up the burst damage, I give up the speed, for what? I get armor, and I get a gun that shoots once, with high alpha. Armor, keep that in mind, that's what I get. And I'm going to show you this game. This was my second game. This is the absolute perfect. It can't get any better for this tank. Okay, I got a cheeky 2 shots at the beginning, so I'm up almost 800 damage, because this gun has 400 alpha unless you're shooting Russian tanks. Right? If you shoot most tanks that you shoot, you will roll 400 or more. No, what did I roll there? Yeah, 450. That's beautiful, right? Hitting someone for 458 is just amazing. Now I am hull down about as much as I can get. Just my turret showing, so I'm going to bounce shots and high roll on those German tanks. 400 damage per shot. I've pressed 2 so that I'll be a better player, so that I can just keep pumping out the damage here, rolling at least 400. Give me 400. Yeah, 402. And this is the absolute perfect, just beautiful for this tank, because they're not gonna hit my lower plate. It's just good. I just keep farming these guys. It's a long reload, but I've got some armor. I've bounced some shots already. I've bounced over 1,000 damage. And a gun that hits for 400. It's just beautiful. So let's just go here and take charge. There's the IS-3. Let's low roll on him. I like to put a little bit of conspiracy theory in every video. But I tell you guys, all my low rolls, I don't know. This video is not proof. I will high roll, or at least hit 400 damage on a Russian tank in this game once. But I tell you, when I shoot, let's high roll on him. Wow, there you go. See, 409. That's a topic for another video. Well, I hit an angled. That was an auto bounce. That was I tried to take the snapshot there, but he had already rolled down the hill. And this was the absolute perfect situation for this tank. Got slightly hull down, tried to use the armor, wiggled around, only exposed myself when I was ready to shoot. The enemies did not press 2 for the most part, except for that couple of guys. You see the shots? The shots that penned are typically the ones where people press 2. Couldn't snap that shot. So is it worth it? Is it better? Which one's better? The auto loading heavies with speed and no armor, Or the heavies with armor, you know, no speed in the one shot. I'm going to show you another game. This was my second game and ends up being the best game that I've had in this tank so far. Just beautiful, just pumping out the damage. Oh, but you're only at 3,200 damage. That's not so good. Well, I shot the gun as much as I could. I'm not bottom tier. The stars have lined up here, guys. This was a beautiful game. A beautiful game. Here we go. Look at that thing on the top of the turret. It's got like a huge tuma. You get armor, right? Now, you're slow and you have armor, and you have a gun that shoots slower. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. And we got the obligatory ghost shell, because Wargaming's server doesn't really work. Let's look at that again. Here we go. We're on the NA server, so this seems to happen like every game, once or twice. There you go. Beautiful. Claus, there was a little twig there. There was a twig that deflected. Don't you know that twigs absorb APCR? Yeah, twigs absorb APCR, and that does stop me from getting up close to 4,000 damage here, because we're going to hunt down. I'm too slow to go after those two tanks up in the northwest. I'm going to go down here because there's usually an SPG who has parked, because P stands for parked. They're usually around here somewhere, and I happen to be the only guy here. You will not get mop-up damage with this thing. Not like the other line, right? The AMX 5100 was fast. So at the end of the game sometimes, you're lucky enough to have a clip, a couple of low HP enemies. You're the fast guy that can scoot around and boom, 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 boom. They go back to their room. And you get another 1,000 damage at the end of the game with your burst damage and speed. Not with this one. There's no bursting with this one. There's no speeding with this one. Right? You just got the gun with enough alpha to take out a scumbag. Please, no ghost shell, thank you. And that's all it takes. Look, 3,600 damage. Okay. And what do we get for that? Ace tanker. Because people have not really done well on with this tank. This tank is just not suitable to most players' playstyle. Right? 14 shots, 12 hit, 9 penetrated. I bounced over 2,000 damage, which is that was the perfect situation, right? Because I was hull down at the beginning of the game there. They only really saw my turret, and it was angled. Because I was using the gun depression, I increased the effective angle there. Even the Tuma was angled. But this is this is the usual game. Okay, I'm going to show you average game now. And so what I found with this was, I give up the speed, I give up the burst damage for armor. And really, guys, you don't get armor. Let's face it, right? This game, people press 2 and it goes right through, especially on most maps where there's choke points, where you have to fight close in, like in those ruins in Berlin, or in the middle of the map there, the new Asia map. A lot of the maps now are just corridor maps where you're just right in front of each other. They're not going to miss the tumor, right? It is nice to hit people for over 400 or 400 like that. So people are going to press 2, and you have the cheese turret. Now apparently on this thing, you can mount the stock turret is actually better armor-wise in the front. But then you have less HP, less view range, and you can't mount the top gun. Thanks, Wargaming. So you have to use this cheese turret if you want to use the big motherfucking gun. Now, this is a pretty good spot for this tank because I'm kind of hull down. But it's only good if you have people to shoot. And there's nobody there. Okay. Well, we can sit here and do nothing, or we can move up and try and shoot some people. Let's move up and try and shoot some people. So this tank here, I don't know, guys. I didn't feel like I was oh, we low rolled on a tank there. Was that a Russian one? 353? Oh yeah, it was. 343. That happens. That happens. Now this is this tank. Watch. I know I'm just trading here. I've got a big gun, so I'd like to trade. There, look at that. Oh. That's the story of armor. Come on, they press 2. ISU 152K, whose regular round has almost 300 pen. Presses 2. He has, I don't know, what does he have? 600 pen? boom, you know, you lose 800 HP. That's the typical story with this tank. Now, I was in a bad position, right? But it didn't matter if I was hull down or whatever. That guy's going to go through me and roll for 800. So we just have to be a little bit more careful now. So, I don't know. Giving up the mobility and the speed and the burst damage for armor, it's just not a trade I'd like to make. So I'm preferring the auto-loading line. I actually prefer the AMX 5100 to this one. Because when you're loaded, when you got the full clip, you are absolutely devastating. I've had situations where I roll in on someone with 2,000 HP, and he thinks he's got a chance, and I get 6 shots. If you don't bounce, if you carefully aim your shots, he's going down, right? With this tank, you roll in front of someone with the 2,000 HP, and if it's the wrong tank, he's going to circle you. You can't fight like a tier 9 medium tank with this. They're just going to make you look like a clown. But let's see. Let's take out this Russian. Yeah, take that. I've pressed 2 now. I'm a better player. And he had less than 330 HP, so he was a one-shot. Get that? That was a joke. That was a joke. So, guys, you're watching this video. We're winning 10-1, okay? This is just an average game. I pressed 2, so I'm better now. I can hide. 451. Was that a... Oh, that was a Japanese tank. What I'm saying is, in this new... What do you want to call it? The new meta, or... The way the game is now. I'm showing you 2 games. The video is only 13 minutes long. A typical game is 4 or 5 minutes now, right? Some are 3 minutes. A long game is 6, 7 minutes in this meta now. When you have games that are 4, 5, 6 minutes long, the tanks with speed and DPM rule. And this does not have speed, and this does not have DPM. It has the obligatory ghost shell per game, which lowers your DPM. Let's look at that again. And I don't know if this is just an NA server thing, but it's every game. 1 or 2 shots like this every game. There's no shot there. There's no tracer. It just it just doesn't register. And is it because the population on the NA server is down? Wargaming, and you're just not upgrading the servers. The servers just don't sample the game fast enough to know what's going on, because it's like every game. There's 1 or 2 ghost shells. That's what I'm noticing lately. That's just that's a topic for another video. But it does not help a tank with a long reload. You don't want to be missing shots when you already have a long reload. This is near the end of the game now, though, so people are trying to get the last kill. So the dollars per minute algorithm is a snap. Yeah, you don't need to aim at the end of the game when you're winning. 15-2. That's kind of like the average game that I had. Victory, and even an average game, second class, that's not that great, right? That's 2,000 damage. I found that was, I've only played about 10 games, but that's the story so far in this AMX 65T, which a lot of people say is the low point in the French heavy grind. We're going to be playing the tier 9 next, and I'll show you those games when I play them. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've gone down both lines. Which one did you enjoy the most? And it is a pretty tank, isn't it? Nice camo. And we'll catch you on the next one.